Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. As usual, I apologize for the background noise. Got the heat running in the shop this morning because it is quite chilly outside. Today, we are working on a few service truck upgrades. Y'all saw in the previous video that we installed this Bree Arrow fuel hose reel. That discount's still available to you if you want to take advantage of it. But what we're doing today is our pry bars and stuff and our sledgehammer we used to keep in this area right here between the fuel tank and the headache rack, and they was all stacked on top of each other, and they'd all get tangled up, and it was hard to get them out when you needed them. So we came over here and I made this little deal yesterday out of some scrap steel to hold all our stuff, and we are going to mount it on the bed of the truck. I just cut some tubing and welded it to a plate. But this is our sledgehammer, pry bar, another pry. That went in there yesterday. It's supposed to go down there and hit the bottom. There it went. Magnet, pry bars, and got room for one more item if we want to use it. I like how it turned out. We're going to try to get it mounted on the truck. Robert come up with something else to put in there, our radiator genie. And then today we're going to work on, we got one hose reel here, but we're going to try to work on adding another one. This line here is a bigger line and fittings for our 1-inch impact gun. And right here is the hose we use for it. And we've got this hose reel right here that somebody gave us. And we're going to try to see if we can get both them hose reels mounted right here. You see that rack with the horseshoes? We kept our hose rolled up for the 1-inch gun on that, and you'd have to climb up on the truck and get it. Of course, it gets tangled in your other stuff, so we're going to try to get it moved over here on the side of the truck and maybe make life a little simpler. Well, we got our hose drilled and tapped for our holder here. We're just using some little, showing them self-tapper bolts there. Little self-tapper bolts. They work pretty good on this bed. Let's see if we can't get it scooched forward, and Robert might, yeah, Robert's doing the scooching. Maybe we got our holes drilled correctly. I can take the bar and scooch it over, maybe. Y'all ever heard that saying about best laid plans? Well, we had to go back to the drawing board here. our poor old bed's gonna look like Swiss cheese by the time we get done with it. But normally when we come up with something, it stays that way for a while. We built this truck in 19, and this is 2025, January 2025, and this is the first time we've significantly moved anything around, ain't it? We've tinkered on it here and there before, but what we got into is our new hose reel is a lot bigger. No, it's not new, it's a good used one that was given to us. And we was gonna put them here side by side, but what we ran into was that one's too big and it's hitting a rub rail and it's hitting where the spring attaches to the frame of the truck. So this one's just gonna have to live here like it has for years. And we're gonna mount this one right here, and then we are going to move. We're gonna do something different with our vise. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna do something different with our vise. Now tell the folks at home what you told me.
The thing has paid for itself already.
Right, we was sitting here working and our heater run out of diesel. And instead of Robert having to unhook the heater and drag it all the way over there to the truck, he just pulled that hose over here to fill her up. Should have done this years ago. Filling up. Well, welcome back to the channel. It's the next day and we are working on our vise. And this is going to be kind of like a little mini video inside a video, I reckon. But this is a Wilton truck vise, or ATV vise, they call it several things, but it goes in a 2-inch receiver hitch, or well, they also send you a 2-inch sleeve for it. And we got pretty rough on ours one day and kind of bent it, and we needed to take it apart to work on it. But we wasn't quite sure how it came apart, and we got on YouTube looking for videos on how to take it apart, and there's a lot of videos on taking Wilton vices apart, but none on the truck vise. So we thought we could give y'all some hints on how to get it apart. We weren't able to get the screw out of the tube, but we don't think our screw was bent. You can see here where we got a pipe wrench on it one day tightening something. It didn't want to hold, and we got kind of rough on it, and what we done, we bent our jaw back like this. So we heated this up and took a hammer and got this tube and the jaw back straight. I don't know how well that'll last, but it's straight for the moment, and hopefully it'll screw in and out better. But we stripped, this is an Allen head, and we stripped it out, but we did not mess with that, being that we was able to do what we needed to. But I think to get the screw out, you screw this, you can see the line here, you screw this cap off, and I think it'll slip off. Or you probably get inside, there's probably something you can take loose to get it on out. But that thing's still relatively hot. We had all this cherry red getting it back straight. So I guess the first thing we'll do is put our threaded piece back in here. And there's a little bitty baby. There's a little bitty baby roll pin. that goes in here. Like so. Alright, let's get that back in. We'll set that up there. And you can see the screws pretty well standing. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna do this right here. Hold that. Then we got, now the end of that rod there is threaded, and that'll come into play later. So we're gonna see if we can get this lined up and get it started maybe. And we might have to bring it back up.
Who's playing?
You play. We are going to attempt to put this rod in this big deep hole, big dark hole, and get it screwed on. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. It's been a little bit since we heated it, and it's still plenty warm. Well, she started then. Got by screwing in there a lot easier than before. We had a problem before, it didn't want it. Well, actually, I put this pry bar in this hole right here, and when you're using it, your pen goes through here, and that actually helps do more of your holding than them roll pins. Them roll pins is just kind of keep that centered up. It should do like that. That is much better. Well, I didn't get it completely true, Robert, but it's better than it was. All right, so this is what holds your screw in the tube and keeps you from screwing it out, plumb out the tube. It's a bushing and a bolt, and it's a
Tell them what size it takes to pull it out.
a 3/16. I don't know what that is for our friends that use the metric system. Here in America, we believe in freedom.
Once
3 foot in the yard. 5,280 feet in a mile.
We will only use meters in sports, but not all of them. Only swimming and racing.
You can see there how Robert's having to hold the. That should have it. Uh-oh. That 3/16, that may be where it stays for the rest of eternity. Oh, you dirty.
There it is.
There it is. Alright, and then they got these little deals. This is to kind of shim your vise up to make it a little tighter. And them old roll pins was, you can see there where I took the grinder and cut one off. They was a little, they wouldn't stay in the hole anymore is what I'm trying to say. And that's one of the great things about having a properly equipped service truck. Is we had the parts on the truck, did not have to shut down this operation to run get parts. And when you're out in the field harvesting, that's a big deal. Or planting. Did we ever talk about the hose reel yesterday?
I think we started talking about it.
Oh, da-da-da-da.
Gotta come up. Just need a little nudge.
Supposed to have really be better with the receiver hitch pin. That's what it's supposed to have, but it. I think we lost our receiver pin for the actual truck one day, and we ended up robbing that one, the one out of our vise. My knockoff Harbor Freight Nipix pliers here. Good enough. All right. Let's see how our. Oh my goodness. We couldn't do that before, could we, Robert?
No.
We are back in business. Oh my goodness, that's so nice. Man. Just all these things that we fixed. Might actually look forward to working on something.
We never look forward to working on anything.
Yeah, it's gonna work. Gonna work. We're working on a little project here. The county mowers came through here and mowed the other day, and Robert and I cleaned off this ditch bank. I believe it was 2020. But some of these stumps has grown back new growth, and they come and bush hog this, and we could kind of get to it. It gets too steep on the bottom side to get our bush hog up there. I wish they had worked on it a little more. We got our chainsaws here, and we're just cutting off these growths out of these stumps. Got my flannel on and everything.
I run this church for loggers.
Honeysuckles and briars.
Only if we had a trackhoe to gather them up.
I know. And most stumps probably riding enough now. Probably.
You can see right here where we cut them the first time.
That was a whole lot better the first time. Well, actually, first time we loaded them on a gooseneck, took them across that field over there to a big brush pile we had burned.
What was that we used? Did we use that little Kubota?
Yeah.
Then we
about 5 million times.
actually feels nice to get out of the shop.
And bolts to say
11.1.
well, we're using the little jump starter box again that somebody sent us. It's come right in handy so far. What happened, we was sitting here on the side of the road and I had the flashers running and I turned the truck off. I thought it'd be alright no longer than we was here, but it's rough on them batteries. The truck sitting in the shade in the wintertime not getting run much. Luckily, we was within, I don't know, quarter mile of the house, and we just walked back to the shop. Got to come back on the gator. Well, we're showing over 12 volts. That is a good, that is one of the best things. I absolutely love that little thing. We'll put the link down in the description. Give y'all a canola update. Canola looks pretty rough right now. Canola don't like the cold. That's why you want it to get up and get some size on it before you start having any cold weather. It'll get burnt back like that and turn kind of purple. And then as it warms up, it'll put back out. It just kind of constantly goes back and forth from dormancy to, well, technically it never goes dormant, but it's gonna look probably even rougher next week. It's supposed to get down close to single digits, so it's gonna look even rougher next week. Well, we got crop insurance on it to cover it if it winter kills. Back late in fall, it done got a pretty good size. You couldn't even see the middles of the rows, and them were 19-inch rows.
Well, a buddy of ours, if somebody ever wants to give anything away, they always come see us for some reason. But the local tire shop was fixing to throw this hose reel away. but our buddy stopped them and asked if we could use it, and we didn't really think we could until Dylan come up with a reason. So this is our 1/2 inch air hose that we use for our big 1-inch gun that we use to take duels on and off, and other miscellaneous uses. But before, it was just rolled up and was hanging back there on our rack. But Dylan come up with the great idea to put it on this hose reel here, which definitely helps it out. Instead of having to climb up there and get the hose, which was normally tangled up in a bunch of stuff, now all we gotta do is just come over here and grab it and pull it out. Yeah, I had to move our vise over a little bit, and it's kind of sitting it ain't sitting straight, it's kind of sitting catty cornered. And the reason we did that was because 2 of the previous bolt holes from our vise would line up with the hose on the hose reel. So we just, instead of drilling 4 new holes, we just decided to use them 2 holes right there. But as you can see, we got it plugged in here. Right here, it was just an air fitting coming out, but we took it off, put a union in, and ran our hose up here to our hose reel. So
I can't get off. You could not do that at all. I'm telling you, it was hard, wasn't it, Rob?
yeah.
Look at, I feel accomplished today. It's the small things in life.
But we have went from 1 hose reel to 1, 2, 3 with our fuel hose reel. But
Hey, you can't never have too many hoses.
no.
Comment down below. I've been thinking about doing a updated service truck video. We made one in 2020 when we built the truck, and then we made another one in 2021, a 1-year review. And we've been working and operating out of this truck for 5 years now, and we've changed a few things around on the truck. So comment down below whether you would like to see an updated service truck video, and we'll walk you through everything, how we got it set up, flasher lights, work lights, toolboxes. We've got toolboxes in the back seat, how we got our electrical stuff laid out. If there's enough interest, we'll make a full-fledged, in-depth video on how we got our service truck laid out. So with that, thank you. If you like our videos, be sure to like them, share them, and subscribe them, because that helps our channel. It lets more people see our channel and gets us a little more exposure. I hadn't been pushing that like I used to. Thank y'all, and take care of yourself, and God bless you.